What is good, Tesla family? It's your boy Ray J back with another video, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the one and only Tesla, why I'm extremely bullish for the somewhat near-term and long-term futures. We're going to be talking about the latest jobs reports that just came out that are affecting the overall stock market and the economy. We're going to be talking about what on earth is going on with Tesla, what are the latest pieces of news that make me super excited and bullish. And I'm going to end this video by talking about what on earth the man, the myth, legend himself, Elon Musk, has been tweeting about. He does have some huge tweets that are going to affect Tesla that make me very excited. Now, before I do talk about any Elon Musk tweets, though, I do have to mention a couple of things. First off, I'm not a financial or taxation expert, so don't take this as financial or taxation advice. Everything in this video is solely for entertainment purposes only. And also, if you guys can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link in the description. If you guys do sign up for Moomoo, you can get up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500. So with Moomoo out of the way, let's get on with the video. What on earth is happening to Tesla? So as you guys can see, Tesla's down about 6.42%, and this is making some people concerned. However, look at the entire stock market as a whole collectively. AMC is in the red, Dogecoin is in the red, NEO is in the red. If you look at the NASDAQ and the S&P or GameStop, everything is in the red. Bitcoin is in the red. Everything is just crashing today. And why on earth is this going on? Well, I have to talk about what on earth is going on with inflation and the latest jobs report. And I am very upset to report this, but the jobs report was absolutely horrible for the month of November. We only gained 210,000 jobs despite the high hopes. So right over here, you can see Wall Street expected 573,000 jobs to help stimulate this economy, despite that we only got less than half of that at 210,000. That was almost a third of what we were supposed to get, guys. That's absolutely insane and horrible, in my opinion. And this is leading people to be very disappointed. Now, I do want to note that the Fed may be stepping in because of this, and we have these really high expectations as a lot of people are just mismatched at jobs, and not enough Americans are going back to work to really improve our economy. Now, another thing that we need to talk about is the fact that people are stating that the Fed's inflation pivot could be catastrophic for stocks, according to many fund managers, according to CNBC. And once again, I do want to note that Jerome Powell is finally beginning to address inflation, and that is a little bit concerning for the market. And then that's also, accompanied by what's going on with this variant of this virus. The variant of the virus that came out. I mean, there's still a lot of uncertainty attached to it, but that wasn't really the highlight of the day. It's mainly just this right over here and this very, very horrible jobs report from November. So if you guys look at this right over here, according to the fear and greed index, it did get a little bit worse. People are a little bit more fearful today than they were yesterday. And that, in my opinion, is not necessarily the end of the stock market. Do not panic over this, because remember what Warren Buffett says: when people become fearful, it's a great time for an intelligent investor to become greedy. But I do want to note that people are becoming more and more uncertain about what's going on, and then that's playing a big role in the entire market being in the red. And I do want to note Tesla did nothing wrong, okay? Tesla's not in the red because it did something wrong. That's not exactly what's going on. It's in the red because of the overall stock market. So let's look at the one-day chart for Tesla. It started off at $1,090. Okay, then it just absolutely dropped for almost the entire day. It reached a low of 1,000 flat and then bounced off and closed at 1,014. So I did tell you guys in previous videos, Tesla has strong support at 1,000, and it did bounce off that support that it has. Now let's look at this from many different perspectives. First off, let's look at some Bolingers. As you guys can see on these Bolingers, right now we were just touching the lower band for the large majority of the day, which means we could see a little bit more downside, movement next week, but that does depend on the overall market. So like I said before, this is not Tesla's fault. It's just moving with the overall market. So looking at some CCI data, the MACD and RSI, we could see some very interesting things. So look at this from the 6-month chart standpoint. You can see that the CCI is showing that Tesla is at a price point where it's much, much lower than where the average price would be. That's a sign that Tesla is undervalued right now, and this could be a good buying opportunity. However, I do want to note that if you were to buy Tesla right now, it may take a little bit of time for it to recover because the overall market is just not in the best of positions right now. Look at the MACD right now. The MACD did cross the 9-day moving average again after we saw some green before, which means that we could continue to see a little bit more downside from there on out. RSI is at 37.98, which is really low for Tesla standards, guys. This thing has almost always been around 50 or even the 70s. So it's very, very, very sad to see this happen to Tesla, but it's not necessarily the end of the world. Because remember, I'm still very bullish for next year, for 2 years, for the next few months. Do see a very strong recovery. It's just that for the short term, we are not quite sure how this is going to play out. So let me try to bring up a Fibonacci real quick just to see the support and resistance real quick. If we start off at this low right here, I just picked a random low spot, and we go up to about 1243, which is where its really strong resistance was after it had that big run up. We could see right over here Tesla has support at around 1000. As you guys can see, that actually has support. If it does drop below that, I think it has some support at around 978. And on top of that, the really strong support would be around $950. So if the market continues to drop, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit of a pullback. But remember, I'm still very bullish for Tesla. I see 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, $5,000 a share coming up in the upcoming years easily. I'm still very bullish, but I do have to note it's not Tesla's fault. It's just the overall economy, the market that's bringing it down. And this is not out of Tesla's control. Now, I do want to note this right over here. There are other big pieces of news that I have to talk about and address. Right now, there's a conspiracy that Tesla is going to have a stock split on December 9th. So I want to address this and talk about what I think about this. So even though there are some very interesting correlations people are making, such as the algorithms from how they calculated this. If you go back to when Elon Musk was tweeting about Tesla and talking about the stock split in the past, it was on the 11th of August, and people are just making their own math up, and they're just doing all sorts of things to figure out that 420 plus 69 equals 489, 4 plus 8 equals 12, 9 equals 9. So 12/9 should be the stock split. I mean, well, guys, to me, it's a possibility. Maybe Tesla is going to do that. Maybe Elon Musk is thinking this, but there is actually no confirmation that this is true. And that's kind of why I was stuttering a little bit. It's kind of hard for me to explain this. I mean, the logic is just based off meme numbers and 69, but you guys get the point. It's just a conspiracy. There's no true confirmation that Tesla is going to have a stock split on the 12th. I mean the 9th of December or anything like that. Even though it's a possibility, I'm not going to rule it out. But right now, there's just no confirmation of that being true. So I just want to put it out there. I really hate to seem pessimistic about this, but who knows? It may end up playing out. It may not. There's just not confirmation. Anyways, another big piece of news that came out was from Electrek. It states that Tesla updates the Cybertruck with 4 motors, 4-wheel steering, and crab mode. Once again, a very good update, and that makes me very excited that the Cybertruck is now going to have a 4-motor configuration that is going to enable independent power at each wheel and 4-wheel steering on crab mode, just like a Hummer EV. So the Cybertruck is not just a truck now, it's going to be powered very similar to that of a Hummer, giving it more power, maybe even more horsepower, and that's a very big update that Elon Musk did talk about. Now, people are talking about the fact that Tesla removed the Cybertruck specs from its previous website. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The reason for that is because it's not like they're removing it. It's more like they're trying to update it and figure out what they can and cannot say. But Elon Musk has had some big tweets about this. I'm going to show you that in about a minute. But this is the last thing I want to show you, and that's the fact that the Wall Street Journal has reported that Elon Musk's Tesla share, or at least his Tesla share, has been dropping. He did sell over $10 billion worth of Tesla stock right now. And once again, don't let FUD fool you. He's not doing this because he hates Tesla. He's doing this because of tax obligations and maybe to fund some money for other projects. That's about it. But the large majority of the reasons are because of tax obligations. So I'm just putting it out there that the selling is maybe not over yet, but he's getting closer and closer to the end. Now, finally, let's just get on with some Elon Musk tweets. Basically, a whole Mars catalog stated that rumor has it that the Cybertruck is no longer configurable on the Tesla site because they're debating of getting rid of the single motor version and only having 2, 3, or 4 motor variants. Now, to me, I mean, this is a very interesting. And Elon Musk, however, stated something super cool. He stated that initial production will be 4 motor variants with independent ultra fast response torque control of each wheel. That to me, guys, is an absolutely breaking piece of news. The Cybertruck is going to be absolutely fantastic. We're talking about 4 motor variants out there. That's going to be the initial production, which I think is very awesome. It's basically a tank, so to speak, or a Hummer, however you want to describe it. And I just think that's really cool. So it's a very cool update from Elon Musk. He also replied with, I believe, this tweet right over here. He also stated that they will have both front and rear wheel steering. So not just like a tank, but you could drive it diagonally like a crab. Once again, very, very cool. I mean, to me, it's a very innovative car, and there's some really cool things you could do with it. Remember, the front and rear wheels will be able to be steered. Very, very cool. It's like a crab. So, once again, very, very big update. We saw this on Elon Musk's Twitter as well. He did state that there's going to be a product roadmap update on the next earnings call. Another big update because the next earnings call is going to be very, very, very pivotal for Tesla. We're going to see what on earth they talk about, and we're going to see the product roadmap come out. So we might see their plans for what they're going to be, building, what cars they're going to be producing, and in which factories, as they are opening two new factories very soon. One of them is going to be in Berlin. It's on the verge of production very, very soon. And also, there's a possibility that Texas, the new Gigafactory in Texas, is going to reopen too. So once again, very, very bullish pieces of news. Things look really good for this company, and I'm super, super pumped. So, what do I think about Tesla now? For the short term, for next week, we might see this thing drop a little bit because of the market. But once the market starts to be green, guys, once we see a lot of green, once there's less FUD out there, less fear, once the whole, Omicron variant is, out of the water and people are not worried about it, this thing is going to recover just like that, super, super fast. I mean, we could see a 10% return in one day. I mean, this thing is just crazy, crazy, crazy in how it could actually run. So I'm not scared whatsoever. In fact, I see a very good buying opportunity right now. It is a very good deal to buy Tesla under 1,000, and I do think we may drop a little bit below that. And if it does happen, hey, very good buying opportunity. Nothing to be afraid of, because eventually I know this thing is going to recover. With that said and done, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day. And Tesla's going to the moon. I'm very, very excited for what this company has in the future. And just never, ever give up, guys. Do not lose faith. You have to remain strong, calm, cool, and collected, and do not let people get into your emotions. Be an intelligent investor. That's how I'm going to end this. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.